You know, I've thought about the idea of disappearing many times, mostly because, sometimes I just want to disappear myself and leave everything behind because I'm too scared to kill myself. Suicide isn't an option for me because death is way too scary. So, disappearing is the other option, just leaving everything behind and never talking to anybody again. Building a hole in the ground and then living in it. Scavenging for food, stealing for food. That's my idea. I've thought about this idea so many times because sometimes I feel like people don't need me. Of course, some people do need me, but that's something that my brain won't tell me. So disappearing is the option that comes up. But disappearing is scary. People lose track of you. You go off the grid until somebody finds you. But in that situation, what if somebody never finds you? There's so many disappearances that people never find the body. Where did the body go? Did somebody rape it? Did somebody steal it? Did a predator eat it? We'll never know. We just have the thoughts about it. Maybe that person is still alive and they're just hiding. I've always thought about this, and some people may say, no, he got kidnapped. But in all honesty, if I ever go disappearing, it's because I choose to disappear. This is the YouTube proof that if I ever disappear, it's most likely because I chose to disappear. Now, of course, in some circumstances, I might get kidnapped, but most circumstances, it's because I chose to disappear myself. But what if all those cases of people disappearing, or at least most of them, or some of them, have just been the person choosing to disappear on their own, bottling up their emotions about disappearing until finally they just do it? What if that is the case? What if it's not some big mystery that somebody kidnapped them or somebody just picked them off the street? What if it isn't that? Well, we'll never know until we find the body or we find the person. But that's the thing. Disappearing is scary. The thought of disappearing is scary because you'll never know until you find the person. But even if you find the body, you don't know if they disappeared and then got killed or disappeared because somebody kidnapped them. You'll never know unless there's proof. But without proof, you don't know. So the idea of disappearing is a very scary concept, not as scary as death, because nobody ever knows about death. You don't know if you're going to a heaven. You don't know if you're just going to disappear into the cosmos. You don't know. Nobody does. But that's why I want to disappear. Because at least with disappearing, I will know. Me as a human, I will know where I'm going. And even if I don't know, I'll at least have an idea of where I'm going. With death, you don't know where you're going to go. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You don't know if you're going to be trapped in the body that you're in for all eternity, or if you're going to be spreading into the cosmos for all eternity, or if you're going to become nothingness or going to a heaven. You don't know. So my question is, where do we go? What is your thought on disappearing? What is your thought on death and where you go when you die? Just think about it. I know it's hard, I know it's scary, but think about it. If I were to disappear, I would go somewhere far, far away from where I live. I would go somewhere where I could feel safe. Even though I don't feel safe anywhere, I would go somewhere where I don't have to be afraid of a maniac president who's bombing countries. I don't need to worry about war. I mean, I need to worry about war anywhere I go, but somewhere that I don't need to worry about the idea of war so often. I don't need to worry about how much debt my country is because of a fucking wall that shouldn't be built because there's already a fucking fence on the border. There's other ways around a wall. You know that, right? But that's just me. Disappearing is something that I've thought about so often and so much that sometimes I dream about how it would be if I disappeared. Sometimes I just want to leave school and drive somewhere else and just disappear. I know that's sad, and I know that some people that listen to this are gonna talk to me, but it's true. Sometimes I feel like people would have it easier if I just disappear. If them worrying about me here would just go away and they'd feel better about life. That's just me. Disappearing's on the brain constantly, and it's kind of scary sometimes. Because sometimes I can feel my body want to get up, walk outside, and drive away. Thank you for listening to this episode. Have a great day. Be careful and stay safe. If you liked this episode, watch my other ones. If you like all of my episodes, like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.